Hey guys.
The spirit sways from foot to foot, as if dazed from a fist fight. He looks right through you, hollow eyes empty and endless, the fugiline color of the void. The tiniest glimmer of light flickers in them, then dies out. Gazing into his eyes, you see the tiny spark of source flicker again. Catching it like a pearl, you see a reflection on its surface. The spirit as a younger man. You see him joining the Black Ring, zealous and proud. You see his commander, a shadowy, horrifying figure that seems to flit in and out of existence. You see the recruit's determined eyes, heading for battle with the Magisters. You see him captured by Dallis, chained and leashed. You see him deep in a cave, using Source to break through a magical barrier, trying, failing, trying again, failing in exhaustion. The Source Pearl you gaze into grows dark and disappears. You are left with the endless blackness, blacker than black, of the spirit's depthless eyes. The spirit gazes through you as you pull the Source from his very soul. He is calm, and this calm is terrifying, infinitely cold. Chittering, the whispers of the void creep around the edges of his Source. And all of a sudden, it's over. The spirit disappears. All that remains is a vaguely unpleasant aura, and the feeling that there is more in this universe than you could ever possibly hope to understand.
The Aeteran. The Aeteran. It spoke to me. Called me to it. But I can't sense it anymore. Where is it? Oh, where could it be?
The spirit gazes around, clearly looking for something, but does not register your presence at all. The spirit grins as he sees you, a grin that contains madness, or something as close to it as makes no difference.
So, are you a servant to the king, here to bring me back?
He laughs bitterly.
I've got time. I can wait.
Her hands clasped together, the spirit of a woman mumbles silent prayers to herself. Unseen hands force her to her knees. Her lips move more rapidly. There's a faint sound next to you, like an echo, the metallic rasp of a sword being unsheathed. Your hand passes through the spirit, but with a little resistance. For a moment, you connect with her. The woman's spirit seems to sense it also. She looks up, oddly serene, and locks eyes with you. Her lips part to say something.
Am I dead? Are you a god?
An echoing swish heralds a blur of silver passing through the spirit's neck, back to front. Her head topples forward, followed by the rest of her, a brief moment later. The spirit of an elven woman holds her palms upward. A hesitant, peacemaking gesture, she steps forward, and suddenly jerks to a halt. One of her hands moves to her stomach. It comes away, coated in a silvery, spectral blood. She looks right through you, to her murderer. Her expression drowns in confusion and shock. Her knees buckle. She drops to the floor, soundlessly. The spirit of a man cowers on the floor of the cell, his head tucked down. An unseen hand yanks his head up by the hair. His wide, panicked eyes find his tormentor. His lips part to plead, but before he can, a slash opens across his throat. Ghostly silver sprays forth, his eyes bulge. He clutches his hands around his neck and pitches forward to the ground, twitching. The spirit of a dwarf raises his fists against an unseen foe. He silently curses at them and throws a punch. He lunges through you. No impact, just a passing chill right to the marrow. The spirit pivots, sensing another assailant. He draws a fist back again, and suddenly freezes, his back arching in silent agony. He sinks to his knees, otherworldly silver blood blossoming from a wound between his shoulder blades.
Let's see.
Go on then. Aren't you supposed to be off learning how to become the divine and whatnot?
Her eyes flash with something. Anger, perhaps, or fear.
But... never mind. We'd better focus on the task at hand.
She looks straight ahead, ignoring.
Well, aren't you in... Of course, not everyone on the ship's manifest has returned, as you can see. Gareth went off some which away to see about his... parents. I suppose he must have gotten held up. You could go... Tarquin slunk off to Stone Garden, as I recall. The graveyard. Quite curious what ghastly business he's getting himself wrapped up in now.
Woken! The sorcerer's conjured Void Woken! Form up! Don't let them over the bridge!
The spectral magister raised. The spirit seems to...
Delicious. Hey.
Bless me. Can't bring myself.
A mix of sweat and blood smears across Gareth's forehead.
Besides, what's the alternative? Guard this door forever? Feed them like pets? Back off. Back off. That building is gone. It's a monster beyond resistance.
I can't. That's Donnery.
Our friend. That thing isn't Donnery. It isn't anybody.
It's a monster, pure and simple. All of them are.
What?
Red
What is
Prince,
this?
I am the one who has been hunting you, but you cling to life all too tenaciously. We must speak of the reason for your expulsion from the ancient empire, and we must speak of the Red Princess. Find me on the Nameless Isle at the Temple of Zor Stissa. In the presence of the goddess, let war and shadow meet.
What? What? What the fuck? Okay.
A word, if I may. The Red Princess. The secret of my...
Sure, man. We'll go. It's all good to me, baby. Whatever you want.
The corners of Gareth's mouth slant upwards, so too do his eyebrows.
They still live. If you cannot see them slain, then I will.
Oh.
Just word. I pray that you suffer. I pray that you burn. You deserve only pain.
Gareth is a tempest. He yanks open dress.
Don't just stand there, look! Those atrocities don't act on their own. You know this as well as anyone. Someone had to give the order. And they'll have left some sign, some clue telling us.
Gareth grunts and returns to his...
Alright. Hang on.
The spirit watches Gareth in sadness as he rummages through the house.
I hate seeing him this way. I wish I could reach out to him. Tell him how proud we've always been. Tell him to be at peace. Nothing we didn't see coming. We always knew Gareth was fated for greatness. As a boy, he'd leap through the fields with wooden sword in hand, slaying imaginary demons, protecting us from whatever evil he would dream up. We also knew that good men make enemies. We knew evil would come, and so it did. Not as a demon or as a witch, but as a man Gareth once knew as a friend. Jonathan. He watched eagerly as those shambling husks descended. It seemed like a game to him. We would never blame Gareth. The righteous always pay a price. May the Seven will it. He will always be the hero we know him to be. We always want to believe in each other. It's what separates us from the void. It's what makes our existence worthwhile. It's what we do next that defines us. We can respond with treachery, or we can rise above. I trust that you will. Gareth did his duty. We felt it was only right that we did ours. The farm was always a safe space for sorcerers needing refuge. They deserved it. Our guests were usually frightened, shy, grateful. They never used their sauce, so the Voidwoken never came. The last one, though, she wasn't like the others. A lizard named Hanag. We housed her and fed her. Robes like a wizard's, voice like a queen's. Voidwoken appeared before long, and paladins after that. She clearly drew the Magister's attentions. Our fates were written. I never thought she meant to do us wrong. I don't blame her for fleeing to the Cloister Wood. I worry for her. Show Gareth the way. Help him be the hero he's meant to be.
Gareth is a tempest. He yanks open...
Don't just stand there, look! What?
Gareth takes quick, tiny paces, back and forth.
This is what trust has brought me. Not peace, not friendship, not the Seven's graces, just death. I trusted in Lucian's mercy, in his protection. Yet all of it lies. Jonathan's lies. Lucian's lies. Your lies!
You expect anger. Instead, Gareth smiles.
You'll make amends then. You'll see Jonathan dead. And you'll bring me proof. I couldn't have expected better.
Gareth holds the ring mere inches from his eye, turning it, inspect.
Once you see the world for what it really is, there is no unseeing it. It's amazing. Until later, Godwoken, may you too know truth.
You know, I could defile their graves and like dig them up. Let's see what? Yeah, I won't do that. Let's see, where was that? Where was that graveyard?
Run away!
Nope.
It's true what the old miss told me. Victor, she said, you can't gamble forever. It's only a matter of time before your luck runs out. Bless her heart.
Yep.
I've spotted something.
Oh, aye.
These are lizard remains. They're in the human section of the graveyard. Something's amiss.
Oh, aye. Oh, aye.
You struggle to focus on the so-called healer looking down at you. Nothing but a human quack. The end is near. You can sense it. You croak out a last plea.
You savage! I hope you choke on me.
What's this? I found something.
I've spotted something.
At first glance, the spirit seems much like its host. Hollow, detached. Yet, in its eyes, you see something more ominous, something not apparent before. Agony. Your hand reaches through the spirit. Your source is inert. You see no memories, siphon no emotions. Its face grows even more tortured. It is trapped by what?
The spirit's as haunted as the graveyard it roams.
The servant grumbles. The plinth of the statue bears a series. You cringe at the sound of stone grating. You cringe at the sound of stone grating. You cringe at the sound of. The statue rotates with little resistance. The headless statue looms over you. Its plinth bears the same
Let's see what spirits haunt this guy. There she is. What a beaut.
We die.
In life, we are Earth's caretakers. In death, we are the skies.
We were picked off by spies. There was no glory and no point to it either.
Two dwarven spirits at loggerheads. In a flash, you are both of them, brother and sister. Your feminine side, as the brother, you rescue your sister from the pikes of the Royal Guard. Together, you are the sister. Both of you die. But your killers do right by their fellow dwarves and bring you here to lay you to rest. As spirits, you fight for eternity. One convinced that the Queen is a tyrant, the other that your treason was wrong. The sister smiles. She feels vindicated, realizing in a moment, and then they are gone.
Watching the birds pick your body clean is almost soothing. At least you know you're doing some good for a creature, and it means that elf ain't getting his claws on my corpse. Not mine specifically, but he creeps from grave to sepulchre, taking what he wants.
A grim expression passes across her face as she...
The dead don't rest easy in this garden. He lives in the big house by the gate. I ain't about to wander up and ask for a name, mind you. The less I see of him, the happier I'll rest.
The spirit is dressed in tattered ceremonial garb. Eagle feathers tangle in his beard, and bird droppings decorate his robes. He surveys the circling flock with evident satisfaction.
My faithful eagles work still. They know their duty. See my feather fall here, prime among my flock. He won't leave my body. No ordinary hunger. Hurts, my dear boy. He eats to free.
It's not a silent monk, but it seems just as blank.
The masked creature is mute. The dog growls and bares its...
Come closer! I dare you!
He sniffs.
I am death. There's no defying me.
The dog's growls intensify.
Do not mock me. You know what lies. Ha! She calls herself master. I call her minion. Whatever name you...
The dog raises its head.
Necrotic troll. You are...
Human graves. May the dead stay forever at rest.
Sure.
As you reach to push...
Why are you here? Tell me. And mind that you tell me true.
Silence greets your answer.
Enter.
The face melts back.
Ooh. Well, we'll go ahead and save there.
Riker lives well, it seems. Pity the location's so undesirable.
A spirit sits behind the grand piano, her hands moving to and fro along the ivory keys.
O'er black and white, my fingers dark, as lost between worlds as I am. O'er globes they glide, o'er flats and sharps. Whither go they, Lord of Life?
The music swells as the spirit... The spirit does not talk to you, though the pain in its eyes is all too apparent.
Right.
The spirit cannot speak, or perhaps chooses... As you approach, the salamander turns its head away, twisting its snout into the air.
Oh. Yeah, before we talk to this wiener. This wiener.
A visitor? Such a rare and exquisite pleasure.
Let's see. What you got to buy, baby? Oh.
The elf tilts his head backwards, but his squinted eyes don't stray from yours.
Call me Riker. Please, do avail yourself of my creature comforts. You've surely come a long way.
He grins and waves his hat.
Nothing to be concerned with, I assure you. I enjoy living grandly. I know these aren't ordinary servants, but don't be so... I also see you are not...
He presses a slender forefinger against his tight lips and hums.
I'm not a generous man, but I could give you what you seek, if you offer something in return. A completely fair exchange between... You must go to the Black Pits. There's a cavern there. In it, you'll find a stone tablet of considerable value.
He points to the location on your map.
Bring it to me.
Dizziness. It lasts just a moment, but long enough for you to feel Duna's presence. You hear no words, yet understand. It's imperative you... The episode passes. Riker is peering at you intently. He awaits your reply.
A promise you'd best fulfill.
Riker bows his head.
Then you'll have the power you seek, if not the power that trumps it. There will always... Now please, don't let me keep you. Tarquin. There are some types, deceitful types, that don't deserve to be among a place of such treasure. He doesn't appreciate what the dead can do for us.
He turns the back of his hand toward...
Do be sure to see yourself out. These tones demand.
Okay. Well. There we go. Back to the Black Pits. I know exactly where he's talking about. It's the only place we didn't really bother exploring. Okay. Alright, let's see here. Oh my. Alright. Be careful here.
Look out! I see a trap nearby.
God
damn it. Ouch! Looks like we're really not welcome here. Careful! I've spotted a trap.
Poor Black Ring. The plot thickens.
Careful! I've spotted a trap.
Careful.
Sure looks angry. What a hell of a way to express it.
Go fucking smack that thing, man. Damn it, yo.
Wonder what this does.
If a device breaks in a cave and nobody is around to complain, did I really break it?
Alright, Faye. Calm down, buddy. Fane over here trying to be a funny guy. Oh boy. The hell is it attacking? Official memo.
Void is a shrieker.
It seemed to be concerned with something else entirely. So I guess we got lucky. Let's go back. Is it still? Yeah, it's still like whatever.
What was that?
Battle. No.
Magisters. What are they up to?
The Black Ring captive you executed was the only one who knew how to operate it.
There's a bunch of them. Let's...
Meet your maker.
The Magister wipes his blooded face with a grimy rag as he strides towards you. Eyes narrowing with suspicion, he halts several feet away, one hand on the hilt of his weapon.
And you are? Good.
Right where I want you.
The Aetiran. What an incredible discovery.
The spirit's memory, in its madness, dances in your mind. You are a sensate, deaf and mute, but gifted with an unnatural ability. Dallis seeks you out and brings you here into the darkness. When the blindfold falls, Dallis bids you find and free a secret power. You close your eyes, and you feel the presence of a hidden truth. You point at it and open your eyes. You are pointing at Dallis. The hammer calmly bids you try again, then steps back into the shadows. You close your eyes once more. Now the vault before you sings to you. You raise your hand to it. It opens to your touch. From the vault, you take a sword. It's weightless, yet it feels extremely powerful. More powerful even than Dallis herself, and yet fragile. A hand falls upon your shoulder. A blade crosses your throat. Blood pours. Dallis whispers, "Good girl," and then all goes quickly dark. The pedestal seems empty, as if it once supported something powerful. You surmise that this was once the resting place of the Aetiran, until it was torn free and borne away. If this is what Dallis was looking for, then she has claimed her prize.
This must be where the Magisters found the Aetiran.
Over there, on the tables. Those are my people's tablets.
The unusual tablet is marked on all sides with runic inscriptions that look like they were hacked into indecipherability with a chisel or similar instrument. As your fingertips trace these mutilated runes, your eyes flicker closed of their own accord. You see nothingness, vast, dark, and empty. You sense something ancient watching you, perusing you like a prison guard would watch a wayward ant scuttling across the floor of a cell. From within the endless emptiness, a voice hums into being and calls to you, God-woken. You sense an interest within the cold voice addressing you. Beyond the interest, you sense fangs, voracious hunger, a bottomless appetite that no sustenance could ever sate. You see your life flash before your eyes, every memory flitting by like a moth's wings at a lantern. The vision reaches the present moment and diverges into multiple strands, impossible to keep track of. Your brain aches with the effort of trying to keep up with the intelligence as it sifts through your every potential future. You see salvation and destruction and every shade of existence in between. And all of a sudden, it's over. Blackness rises once more, just as it was at the start. Eternal darkness and you. An electric feeling pulses in your fingertips, and a force field of some kind pushes you away from the tablet.
If that was some kind of test, I'm really not sure whether I passed or failed.
The tablet seems to glow from within with a subtle... Your fingertips burn so hot, electrical sensations sizzle. You know not how. Then your fingers grow cold.
I tried to warn them, but would they listen? I'm no canary, but I know bad news. And what do I get? I'm dead in a cage.
I'll need to get clever with this lock.
Folding his arms across his chest, the Magister stares at you with baleful eyes. One by one, he points at the dead Voidwoken, the dead Magisters, the dead Silent Watcher.
Your end comes, sorcerer. Just as it came for them, and for...
He says nothing, only...
Mind those torches now.
The Magister looks you up and down with utter dispassion.
You should not be here.
The Magister's hand...
Intruder! You shouldn't have fired, scum. Die!
Impressive. A barrel-filling machine for the oil, I believe.
The spirit of a white magister
Get away from me, sorcerer! Filth! You'll get nothing out of me. Nothing. What? No, wait. I'll tell you. We had orders to bring down the wall. They thought there was more to find beyond it. That's all I know, I swear.
From somewhere deep within the inner workings of the machine comes an irregular clanking sound, then a weak gurgle. Inoperable, it seems. The machine churns into life. It settles into a slow metallic chug, ready for the next lever, perhaps. The machine churns into life. Gears rotate and pistons hiss from somewhere within its metal housing. It settles into a slow metallic chug, ready for the next. The machine churns into life. Gears rotate and pistons hiss. The machine rattles, grinds and hiss. There's a loud bang as a rivet flies across the cavern, followed by an intense hiss of steam. The contraption then dies.
That didn't work. The wrong order of levers, perhaps.
From somewhere deep within the inner workings of the machine comes an irregular clanking sound, then a weak gurgle. Inoperable, it seems. The machine churns it settles into a slow the machine churns it settles into a slow the machine churns it the machine rattles there's a loud bang as a rivet flies across the cavern, then dies.
That didn't work. The wrong order of levers, perhaps.
From somewhere deep within the inner work, the machine churns it settles into a slow the machine churns it settles into a slow there is a sudden shriek of grinding metal.
Guess I know what I need to do now. Oil barrels. Not a careful excavation, it seems.
I've seen places like this in books. Never thought I would see something like this in reality. This is the archaeological discovery of a lifetime.
What a way to die, down here in this darkness. Poor soul.
The curious sculpture comes alive as the carving is covered in strange glyphs. Trying to read the symbol, your mind swims. You read, "Our fifth lord's cubs, our seventh's brood spread." You try to hold your...
A riddle from the past. Or maybe a riddle about the past. It's Amadia, the mother of wizards.
Tis Dilius, worshipped by my people.
True god, stout of heart and fierce of face.
Blessed Solstice, an elegant god for our elegant people.
Sartensa, the goddess of mirth, worshipped by imps. The god of the orcs, Frogir.
Ralik, the first of the seven. He was as bullish as Vrogir, in his own
That's
way.
it, we're through! What in the name of Lucian's prized pig is going on here? wonder what they did in life to deserve such a resting place.
As the creature crawls from the sarcophagus, you hear a gasp of breath. Fane steps forward, never taking his eyes off her.
I must speak to her. It is vital. Please, stand aside.
You hear a gasp from the creature as Fane raises his head and responds in the same The creature looks down at him and shrieks in rage. Her gestures are quick, strong, and violent. Whatever she said, the verbal barrage continues, but something changes within Fane. He looks up and golden light pours from his skull. When he speaks next, you understand every word, but you're not sure the words.
Aetira, Aetira. I had hoped to see you turn to dust in this tomb, alone.
Lady Amadia? You possess him. Have you fallen so far that you seek shelter? Does your vessel even know what you did? The war you started, the greed and...
The glow fades, and Fane seems to The creature turns away from him, and, panting, turns to you. The creature looks down from its perch, trembling. It crawled out of that sarcophagus as if it had forgotten how to move its limbs. It turns to you, and you see its face is covered by an intricate mask. From behind its unmoving lips, you hear a noise. It starts as a groaning, croaking chatter, but slowly becomes more distinct. It's speaking.
May Saravel te de Larentu, Chamery?
The stream of noise cuts off abruptly. After a moment, you hear a...
It wears the face of Duna, but speaks the tongue of beasts. How cruel. I suspected the Seven Lords won the war after they locked me here, but seeing their faces on dumb, fascinating. So quick to anger. It has the outward appearance of one of our kind, but underneath it is so very primitive. Perhaps this is to be expected when creation is left to 7 amateurs. The king would never have been so sloppy in his work.
Deep within your soul, you feel your god stirring at the sound of the voice. You can feel its anger and fear swelling inside you. The creature leans forward to get a better...
It seems to be a simple form at its core. A sauce vat. A walking, I wonder.
She pulls back suddenly, recoiling in...
It is rotting. Almost imperceptibly, but it decays before...
The god within you reacts. His emotions a cocktail of fury and fear. You hear his voice, demanding that you give...
Aetira, you worm! An eternity locked away was too good for you. I should have seen you grout.
The figure recoils, as if struck.
Duna! What
Silence! It is your king that has...
And yet, here you...
You feel your god freeze at the mention of this...
Where is it?
Ha! Of course you never found it. You always lacked it. I hid it in these very caves, although I can feel its distance now. Perhaps they intend... As for that monstrosity you have made your shell, it was designed to die, and I think it is time that design were full. Do not worry. The source shall not be wasted.
Good God.
The air suddenly feels thick, like it's grown musty after concealing a lie for so long.
Their tale is one of scholars, but...
Sun shines, gods...
They lied.
I wonder what they did in life to deserve such a resting place.
Wow. What is with this music, man? Alright, I think,
Speak.
that's about it. Pardon me. Cough drop.
The statue looms in the shadow as the tears dampen your...
Yeah, hey, as long as it wasn't attacking us.
The masked creature grunts 3 times at the sight of you. It reaches its arm out. Clasped in its hand is a crumpled parchment. You take the page, and the servant returns to its hollow.
The air buzzes with source here.
Man. Something crazy's getting ready to happen, isn't it?
There you are, Godwoken. I'm eager to hear your good news. How?
Riker's lips tremble impatiently as his eyes dart.
Show it to me.
Riker reverently slides his fingers across the tablet.
Exceptional. Truly, our bargain is almost complete. I will teach you what I know. You will be bonded to the source. You will channel it in great volume.
Riker closes his eyes and spreads his arms, then begins to recite a vivid incantation.
I call to the souls of the dead. Your remains, the Stone Garden's eternal burden, descend from the hall. Surrender your source to the vessel before me.
Riker ignores you and continues.
Swan and Rince, Crossley and Locke, Quincy, Keller, Harkwood, Haran, an essence yours no longer. Souls and source, cross to the void.
The words wrap themselves around you.
Your well overflows, Godwoken. But I will stay as true to my word as I can. Accept this gift from the spirits of the Stone Garden in lieu of the mastery you already possess, and thus I can no longer offer. Now that you mention it, there is one other promise. A shame it has to be this way. I was just getting fond of you.
That's why I didn't attack any of his servants. I figured. They were slaves to his power, and once he had been destroyed, they would be slaves no longer.
Careful! I've spotted a...
Oh, fuck. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Yeah, let me... Ooh. Cool. This key.
The spirit's lips curl into a sneer.
Don't look so pleased with yourself. You're too quick to act, too green still. Your bond with the Source may be strengthened, but you are hardly prepared for divinity. I've nothing left to show you, and nothing left to say. Take what you must, but my remaining memories and master...
His sneer is now a gash, wide and gruesome. You can barely believe one spirit could harbor so much contempt. His face only contorts further, a testament to his unmitigated contempt. Riker's killer stare never wavers. He has an eternity to wait. You do not. Your skin tingles and your joints ache, but soon your mind leaps from one of Riker's memories to the next. You struggle to control the visions as they rush past your inner eye. Some sights manage to stand out in this temporal kaleidoscope. A dagger, a spirit. The graveyard. You look down at your mangled hand, then towards a shimmering spirit standing ahead. A feast awaits. Your efforts are useless. Your hold on Riker's spirit has weakened, and a final vision... You slip on your spectacles and hold the parchment to your eyes. As the script comes into focus, you see the words Black Ring near the bottom, and you are thrust...
There is but one promise I have ever regretted making. One deal I have ever sought to break. That tablet, the template to the Sworn Breaker. It was the key to my freedom. Alas, I remain sworn. Yet, I take some comfort in knowing that the Black Ring comes for you, Godwoken. The lone wolf.
You couldn't imagine it possible, but the spirit's scorn only grows. Riker may be silent, but his feelings are hardly secret. The spirit offers no resistance, but instead spreads his arms as if...
Flesh and bone severed and stitched. Perhaps some sort of necromancy.
so.
I've spotted something.
The salamander's tongue flickered.
Death prowls above.
Alright, guys. I think, hang on, there was...
Come on, mistress.
Zimski mutters.
Heads or tails?
He flips the coin.
Lucky. Enjoy it while you can.
Turning from you, he crouches back to the dirt.
Signs. Oh, Lady Luck. Now I cannot influence even a coin toss. Good enough.
He smiles a fox. He begins to trace sigils on your... He croons in...
Now.
The lizard hums tune.
10 spans under, humans slept. 10 spans up, keeping watch.
She ekes out a few.
It helps me. Sometimes they don't.
She flinches as you.
No.
Her humming fades.
Riker might get mad. He doesn't like it when someone touches his things.
The lizard pauses.
Me belongs to.
Her hum returns.
10 spans.
The dog spirit rolls his...
I am death. Indeed.
He moves to lick his haunches and seems taken aback by his...
Once a demon.
The canine spirit...
Alright, let's see. Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and stop it there. Time for breakfast. And I gotta take care of my dog. Oh, I love you guys. I'll see ya.